What if the only way to steal back your life was to become the very monster the world fears you already are? Picture the salt-sting wind whipping across an island that drinks blood like rain, the metallic taste of fear on your tongue, the heavy silence before a scream that never quite ends. That is the air of Hell's Paradise. Jigakuraka Season 2, Episode 5, Humans and Sages, which dropped on February 8, 2026, on Crunchyroll. We stand at the knife edge of the Lord Tensen arc. The survivors have stopped running from nightmares and started drawing maps through them. One wrong breath and the island will swallow them whole, like Pompeii's citizens frozen mid-step, or soldiers on the eve of a charge they know most won't survive. You can already feel the question burning in your chest. Will these broken humans outsmart gods, or simply become their next harvest? After the brutal clashes of the previous episodes, the Ragged Alliance, Gabimaru, Sajiri, Yuzuriha, Shugen, Fuchi, Gantetsusai, Nurugai, and young Toma huddles in the shadow of Horai, the Tensen's forbidden citadel. Fuchi lays out the only path home. Slip inside, steal the elixir of life, and escape by ship through hidden floodgates. The island's monsters are trained not to attack. Two teams form. One will infiltrate the palace itself. The other will secure the exit. They train desperately to hide their Tao signatures, learning the 5 elemental attributes that can weaken even immortal flesh. Mei, the childlike being tied to the Tensen, asks for one last chance to speak with her family before leaving forever. Meanwhile, deeper in the palace, Chobei walks a darker road. The episode ends with every piece in place, every heart pounding, the infiltration about to begin. No flashy victories, just the terrible, electric hush before the storm. Streaming exclusively on Crunchyroll, this is the hour that turns desperate survivors into daring thieves. This is the episode that stops the anime's fistfights and starts its chess game. The pacing is deliberate, almost meditative. Think the tense planning scenes in Ocean's 11 mixed with the quiet dread of the bridge on the River Kwai. Every conversation, every training repetition, every glance between characters tightens the noose. Key revelations land like quiet thunder. Horai is no random fortress. It has docks, floodgates, and living infrastructure built on human suffering. The Tensen do not simply guard immortality, they manufacture it. Fans on Reddit and X have been buzzing about how this info episode actually pays off the season's slow burn dread perfectly. The cliffhanger is not a fight, it's the moment the teams split and step into the dark, knowing some of them are walking straight into a trap. Many viewers wondered why hiding Tao suddenly matters so much. In the source material, Tensen sense life energy like sharks smell blood. Suppressing it is the only way to become invisible. The 5 elemental attributes, wood, fire, earth, metal, water, are not random. They form a rock-paper-scissors balance that lets humans punch above their weight. The Pangu flower glimpsed in the laboratory is the manga's chilling answer to, where does eternal life come from? It drinks living souls through roots and blooms temporary elixir that withers fast. Chobei's choice, which left fans stunned, is rooted in the raw, desperate brotherly love that has defined him since the first season. Nothing is random. Everything hurts more once you understand. Gabimaru is no longer just the emotionless ninja. He lifts Mei onto his shoulders to show her the palace layout, promises her safety, and teaches Sajiri with surprising patience. You see the husband who once burned villages now trying to save a child who reminds him of everything he lost. Sajiri's quiet steel shines. She balances her executioner duty with growing compassion, her voice trembling only when she thinks no one hears. Yuzuriha's playful ninja tricks hide real fear of dying unknown. Mei's simple wish, I want to talk to them one last time, cracks your heart like glass. And Chobei, his scene in the laboratory is the episode's gut punch. One man's love for his little brother turns him into something the group may never forgive. Every choice feels earned, every wound visible. The episode asks the oldest human question in the sharpest way. How much of yourself are you willing to trade for one more sunrise? Immortality here is not a gift. It is a machine that runs on stolen tomorrows. Hope and despair wrestle in every training montage. The sages, Tensen, have become gods by forgetting what it means to be human. The humans are becoming something sharper, colder, and maybe kinder in the process. It feels like watching Greek heroes bargain with the fates, or samurai writing their death poems before a final charge. Horai is revealed as a living, breathing nightmare modeled after ancient immortal palaces, beautiful halls hiding veins of horror. The floodgates, the ships that monsters ignore, the roots pulsing under the floorboards. Every detail makes the island feel alive and hungry. The lines are sparse but heavy. Gabimaru's quiet promise to Mei lands like a vow in a temple. Shugen's calm explanations of Tao feel like a professor teaching soldiers how to survive Armageddon. No wasted words. Every sentence lingers after the credits, the way a last letter from the front lines does. Mappa continues to deliver. Art director Junichi Higashi Takahashi paints Horai in oppressive golds and deep shadow blues that make every corridor feel like a throat closing. Tao glows in soft, watercolor-like pulses during training, beautiful yet fragile, exactly like hope itself. Stillness in the planning scenes contrasts with the frantic, sweat-drenched movement of failed Tao drills. The 3D, shaded monster designs and fluid character animation, praised heavily on social media, make you feel the weight of every step. Director Kaori Makita uses tight close-ups on trembling hands and wide shots of the distant palace to mirror the characters' emotions. Tiny people against an impossible goal. Editing rhythm is masterful. Long, breathing takes during tender moments, then sudden cuts that feel like a blade being drawn. Yoshiaki Dua's score is a character of its own. Low, thrumming strings during planning feel like a heartbeat under pressure. When silence falls as the teams split, it screams louder than any explosion. The motif that plays when Mei speaks is heartbreakingly gentle Chiaki Kobayashi Gabimaru gives the ninja new layers. His voice softens around Mei in ways that will wreck you. Yumari Hanamori, Sajiri, pours quiet steel and hidden fear into every line. Her tremor when she accepts her role is flawless. Supporting turns from Ri Takahashi, Yuzuriha, Aoi Ichikawa, Fuchi, and the rest elevate even simple training scenes into something alive. I felt the same ache you get watching soldiers hug their families before deployment, like the weight of every goodbye ever spoken. The small moments, Gabimaru borrowing glasses for a dark joke, Mei's tiny hand in his left scars. The final image of the teams stepping forward hits like a collision of every destiny on that island. It forces you to ask yourself, if your only way home demanded you risk becoming the monster, would you still walk? The episode doesn't hand you answers. It hands you the question and leaves you standing on the shore, heart racing, needing to know what happens next. Yes, it is heavy on explanation. Some might call it an info dump, but watch it as the calm before the hurricane it is. The careful planning makes every future risk feel real. The show trusts its audience to care about strategy as much as sword fights, and that trust pays off in deeper investment. Humans and Sages is the quiet masterpiece that turns a survival story into something mythic. Its greatest strength is how it makes you love these broken people right before it threatens to break them forever. Weaknesses? Almost none that matter. The episode doesn't just succeed, it seduces, plants a hook so deep you will feel it for days. So tell me, when the screen fades to black and the credits roll, will you close the tab? Or will you lean forward, breath caught, and step into Horai with them? Because once you taste the ash on that wind, turning back stops being an option. See you inside the citadel. The island is waiting.